Okay, we'll go to public input. And waiting patiently, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We will start with Mike Martin.
I'm the current president of the Castro Valley Veterans Memorial Library Foundation. We've been working with the Castro Valley MAC for now a couple of years, and they passed on and have voted 3 different times for the county, the Board of Supervisors, to get the building turned over to our veterans organization. They actually suggested that we have a nonprofit foundation in place to do that based on whatever you guys decided on how to approach it. A number of different approaches have been discussed and brought up. One of them was you guys, footing the whole bill. Another option was to look at possibly turning it over to us, let us foot part of the bill or partials of it. One of the MAC's recommendations was let the veterans fundraise and pay for part of the redoing the building, bringing it up to code, and that the county would do the other part of it. So there's been a lot of different things that have been brought up. We have a couple of other people that will speak to the community support that we have. Unfortunately, Ashley Strasberg, who is the current executive director of the chamber, she had to leave just now, but she was here in support, and I believe she might be sending you guys a letter. Our main focus for our veterans group is to turn this old library that's been sitting vacant for a number of years into a veterans and community center for use by the veterans and the veterans organizations in the area, and make it available to other community organizations so they might be able to use it. And we're talking about groups such as the Young Marines or the Sea Scouts, as well as the adult groups, the VFWs, the American Legions, et cetera, et cetera. We have another gentleman of ours had just had to leave. He's a general contractor. So we know that the numbers can be brought in at significantly lower than have been presented in the past to us. We know that you guys have rules and regs that you got to try to work with, but we believe that we could bring this county building up to par to use for our purposes, I mean the community and our veterans. And we have the resources to make it happen. The project has the support of the entire community, and we ask the president of the board, Richard Vide, to place the future use of the old Castro Valley Library by the Veterans Memorial Library Foundation on the Board of Supervisors agenda for action. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your service, Mike. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
While the other speakers are coming down, I think we're going to need a understanding of how this piece of property now will interface with, I believe, AB 1486. It could be problematic.
We will be bringing to your board information on the impacts of that bill on the disposition of county property.
Next up is Claude Davis, and then James Smith.
Thank you. On the 7th and 8th of this month, we circulated a letter, a petition that we'd like to present to the board of the citizens of Castro Valley and Alameda in general support our program, our request for the use of the old building of the library. The project supports us by the community. We asked the president of the board, Richard Valley, to place the future of the old Castro Valley Library by the Veterans Memorial Library Foundation and the Board of Supervisors on the agenda, on your agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate your service. Casey Warner,
Here are the 200.
thank you. Give it to the clerk, please.
Do you want them? Do I give them up?
Good morning. No, it's good afternoon, sorry.
Yeah, good afternoon.
All right, my name is Casey Warner. I've been a Alameda County resident since 1963 when my dad was transferred to Naval Air Station Alameda. And I served in the Navy for 28 years, and I still continue to serve as a member of the Veterans of Foreign War Castro Valley, as an honor guard, adjutant, quartermaster, all kinds of things. As a brownwater Navy sailor, I served in Vietnam and Cambodia, and the results of that service, I ended up with a lung cancer that took 2/3 of my lung away. So I'm also a 100% disabled veteran. Our main goal is to keep the building that was paid for by the special assessment of the Castro Valley resident to be used for the community as a meeting place for not just for veterans, but for the civic organizations. We have the support of the community with some of the sample letters that we have from the veterans group as well as the community center. One of the main things we have is a service officer space, as well as having a training area for computer training bring the current skills up to the veterans. So that's one of them. And one of the things that really struck me is that I've been dealing with young Marines and Sea Cadets, our young veterans group. I guess they're not veterans, but they will be possible. They meet in the Hayward National Air Guard, whatever you call that, by the airport. Anyway, they do not have running water or flushing toilets. So they've been meeting in a substandard building for a long period of time. So we'd like to have them come to us as well. Yeah, this project has the support of all the community, as you could have evidenced by what was being signed at the Fall Festival, our booth, as well as Nate's booth, as well as American Legion's booth. So we encourage you to put this on board agenda so it could be decided one way or another. It's been going on for almost 2 years now, so your help would be greatly appreciated.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Casey. Thank you. Ashley, I think she left, right? Okay. Marlene? No. John McPartland. Colonel, come on up.
President Valle, supervisors, good morning, good afternoon. It started out when I first wrote that it was good morning. Good afternoon. I'm John McPartland, a retired vet of over 30 years, and also a Castro Valley resident. And I speak to you today on behalf of all of the vets, as well as vet groups and the residents of Castro Valley, on the future use of the old Castro Valley Library on Redwood Road. A lot of work has gone into this over the last 5 years, and finally 3 alternatives have been provided to you. Without getting into the details, and there are many of them, the core action that I'm asking for here is that we end up agendizing it so that the supervisors and your board can end up making a decision and we can end up moving forward. As elected officials, we accept and embrace the leadership responsibility to provide for the safety and best interest of those we serve. Mr. President, please agendize this so that we can act on it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Gotcha. All right. Okay. Now we have some speakers from the California Nurses Association. Veterans, we will put this on a future agenda. You'll be notified. Thank you.